Today's investigation will lead the psychics to a chilling secret of the British royal family. Who is really involved in Princess Diana's death? Don't miss out. The truth will surprise everyone. This is Psychic Investigations, a channel of true and shocking stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate resonant criminal cases and unbelievable paranormal phenomena. This is Tetiana Sistalyuk from Ukraine. She is convinced that her children and beloved husband are being targeted by her late brother-in-law, Serhiy, who died 6 months ago.
He died after a vessel burst in his brain.
My brother was absolutely fine. He got up for work at 6 in the morning, as usual, but when he started dressing, he collapsed, and that was it.
Yet, no one could have imagined that after the funeral, the man's spirit would start appearing in Bohdan's dreams, calling him to the other side.
He appeared in my husband's dream and told him to follow him.
The next day, while Bohdan was working at a construction site, a sheet of drywall fell right on his head. He covered his head with his hand, in which he was holding a utility knife. The sharp blade cut his arm.
It cut all my veins and tendons. As a result, my 4 fingers are non-functional now.
Then the man's spirit appeared in the dream of Tetiana's eldest son, 15-year-old Denis. After that, the teenager suffered a very unusual seizure.
His eyes rolled back and he swallowed his tongue.
Denis was saved by a miracle. Doctors suspected epilepsy, but found no abnormalities or pathologies indicating this disease. He later told Tetiana that he saw a dream of his deceased uncle Serhiy, who told him that he too would soon be gone.
The psychics are my last hope.
2 of our strongest experts, a psychic from Azerbaijan, Kayal Alekperov, and a British medium, Anna Galliers, took on this case. However, just before Anna Galliers' flight from London to Kyiv, something quite out of the ordinary happened.
I'm having an emergency here. 2 planes collided on the runway of Heathrow, from which my flight was scheduled. All flights have been called off.
Back then, we had no idea that this investigation would lead the psychics to a tragedy that shook the entire world.
I was working with the photo of Tetiana's family, and the spirit of Princess Diana appeared in front of me.
Princess Diana? That's amazing!
What connection could there be between an ordinary family from a Ukrainian village and the British princess?
She said, "She who you are trying to help is suffering from the same thing as I did. Help me, and I will help you."
My book told me, the one who collects heads is already at the doorstep. Hurry up! We've got to see Tetiana as soon as possible. Once I finished talking to Anna, my jinns told me something strange. Death can be stopped when you open the tomb. Could they be referring to Princess Diana's grave?
Princess of Wales died over 25 years ago in a car accident in Paris. Her crypt is located in the Spencer family seat in Northamptonshire. But what does all this have to do with Tetiana and her family? Olena Kurilova agreed to help Kayal Alekperov.
I had a strange dream of a man in a red cloak or cape. And he was holding some kind of letter in his hand. It seemed like a plan for a murder. What happened here? Blood. Look, blood. Do you have a first aid kit?
As soon as the clairvoyant mentioned some deadly force, the metal curtain rod fell on Kayal Alekperov and cut his face.
It's okay. It's just a scratch. But now I'm even more worried about this family. We need to tell Tetiana to take her children to a safe place during the investigation tomorrow.
The next day, on their way to meet with Tetiana, Kayal Alekperov shocked everyone even more with a vision he'd had.
Olena, I can't believe it. The spirit of the Bulgarian clairvoyant Vanga visited me in a dream. It was the first time in my life when she appeared to me, and she said a strange phrase. Unveil the secret of the little girl. Her secret brings death.
If I'm not mistaken, Vanga predicted Diana's death.
Olena Kurilova is not mistaken. On the day the whole world celebrated the wedding of Prince Charles and Diana Spencer, the Bulgarian mystic predicted Lady D's death.
This wedding will kill the girl. We will die together. She will learn about my death, but we will die together.
Coincidence or not, but the world-famous mystic and Lady D died in the same month, August. Vanga died in 1996, and Diana the following later.
Hello, Kayal? I'm on my way to Highgrove House, where Diana lived with Prince Charles. Maybe the energy of that place will somehow clarify what all these strange visions mean.
Meanwhile, Tetiana meets Kayal Alekperov and Olena Kurilova near her home. Her husband and children are currently with their relatives in a neighboring village.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello? My djinns say a strange phrase. The baby was supposed to die. Wait, Tetiana, this is your eldest son. He was supposed to die when he was little.
The labor went very difficult. He spent more than a week in intensive care. All the doctors said our only hope was God.
The expectant mother went through all the necessary examinations according to the plan. There were no threats to her or the baby. However, she couldn't give birth on her own, so the doctors induced labor. Because of this, the boy suffered a serious head injury.
The same force that is now hunting her husband almost took Tetiana's eldest son at birth. So, it's not the spirit of her brother-in-law that poses a threat to her family. A dead man, who seems to be bound to a building, is trying to take your son.
Could the answer lie in your house?
Let's go inside. I see the spirit of this dead man going to the children's room. He approaches the small crib and places his hand on your younger son's head.
Yes. He sometimes gets so exhausted before he finally falls asleep. He says something stares at him.
Does this mean the deadly threat to Tetiana's youngest son as well?
At that moment, I had a vision. It was like a collector gathering the heads of dead people, and a shelf with human skulls.
The spirit isn't just hunting Tetiana's family. He needs their heads.
What's that?
In the next room, the framed photo of Tetiana's daughter, Valeria, fell off the wall.
Your only daughter is also in danger. I feel that this spirit almost took her to the other side, and it had something to do with her head.
She grew up absolutely healthy. Then she had a common cold, and she started having headaches. The MRI showed a cyst that required surgery.
The doctors said that the girl had a cyst in the frontal nasal sinus, and it was in an advanced stage. The surgery to remove it was extremely dangerous for a little child.
I was so scared. I prayed all the time.
Fortunately, the surgery was successful, and little Valeria was miraculously saved. However, according to the doctors, the disease might return any time.
At that moment, I saw Vanga again, but it wasn't a vision. Her spirit appeared in front of me. She says, "A man is involved in the accident the woman was in." But I don't understand which accident she means.
The death card. A woman overturns. It's you, Tetiana.
It was winter. I was driving home from somewhere, and something ran onto the road. Something like a dog.
It wasn't a dog, but an evil killer spirit that caused the accident. The woman also suffered a head injury.
I had a concussion.
Tetiana was driving herself. She's a highly experienced driver. She says if she hadn't reacted in time, she would have died.
I sensed that the spirit hunting this family was bound to Tetiana. but I couldn't understand who he was.
The spirit of Princess Diana contacted me again. She says the accident was planned.
Tatiana also had an accident recently and almost died.
She who you are trying to help is suffering from the same thing as I did. Could it be that Diana was in an accident because of the same force that is hunting Tatiana's family?
My jinns are showing me a cross. It was in your car.
There, where the seatbelt is, a cross-shaped stain appeared, like something was poured on there.
Tatiana suffered serious head injuries because her seatbelt broke just before the trip. When she inspected her car later, she saw a strange cross-shaped mark on the belt.
It wasn't there when we bought the car or later on, and then it appeared.
It was a death mark, left by the spirit.
Diana is also showing me a seatbelt, saying it was the murder weapon.
According to the experts, Princess Diana's fatal injuries were caused by a broken seatbelt. Even more strangely, during her entire stay in Paris, Lady Di traveled in a car where everything was in working order. But on the evening of the fatal trip, the car for Diana and her friend was replaced for some reason just before they were to leave.
Is it possible that the tragic car accident that killed Diana wasn't a coincidence at all? But how did it happen then? And how is it connected to the accident Tatiana was in?
I see Vanga's spirit again. She says something strange. The dead warned about death. Your father knows about this, but he is already in the other world.
Dad died from lung cancer 9 years ago.
Did your father disturb the dead?
It turned out that Tatiana's father built the foundation of the house from tombstones, which he personally brought from the nearby Catholic cemetery.
When Dad was already sick, he took my husband and said, "Look, these are monuments, parts of graves. Take them apart and take them away from here. They bring nothing but misfortune."
Is it possible that the spirits of the dead, whose graves were disturbed, are now seeking revenge on the family?
Did you live in that house?
I did.
With your family?
Yes.
We need to go there.
On the way there, Tatiana called her mother and informed her about the arrival of the psychics. After her husband's death, the woman lives in the house alone.
What's your name?
Lyudmila.
The pain your father felt before his death was the price for disturbing the graves. But in the other world, he can't find peace because of your broken heart. Lyudmila, you loved him so much, but he loved another woman his entire life.
Yes, they used to date.
It turned out that before meeting Lyudmila, Tatiana's father was madly in love with another girl, and he was even going to marry her.
Her name was Lydia.
Vanga is telling me the mother's prohibition ruined destiny.
Yes, my mother-in-law.
Your husband's mother forbade him to marry the girl he loved.
It turned out that Lydia was from a poor family, and the young man's mother wanted a better match for her son.
I worked at the hospital, and she wanted him to marry a nurse.
To find the key to solving these two stories, Anna Galliers works in the estate where Diana lived, and she senses that the mother's prohibition was also involved in the princess's death.
Diana says, "I hoped he would love me. But it turned out he hated me because his true sweetheart wasn't around. But it wasn't my fault. It was his mother's decision."
Prince Charles wanted to marry Camilla Parker Bowles, who he really loved. But his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, claimed that she didn't have the necessary title for marriage, and as such, she was categorically against her candidacy. Then she forced her son to marry Diana Spencer from a well-known British family, who was related to Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Vanga says, find the secret child. What does it mean?
That woman your husband loved. Lydia. Was she pregnant?
Yes, she was pregnant. By him. She gave birth to a boy, but she abandoned him.
Lydia signed a refusal of the baby because she couldn't raise her son alone, nor had she told his father about her pregnancy.
So is it the secret child Vanga was telling Kayal about?
We couldn't even imagine how similar the stories of Tetiana's and the British princesses' families were, as, according to Anna Galliers, Diana also had a secret child.
The spirit of Princess Diana is telling me, because of what they did to my body, no one found out about my unborn child.
Was the British princess pregnant? It turned out that Diana's body was embalmed the day after her death, which prevented the forensic experts from conducting a thorough examination. It still remains a mystery who gave this order. Only relatives have the right to make decisions like that. And the only close relative who was with Diana in the hospital was her husband, Charles.
The spirit of the princess is telling me my daughter was the reason for my murder. Does this mean the car accident that killed Diana wasn't an accident at all, but a murder?
It's hard to believe, but a Muslim man, an Egyptian heir to millions, Dodi Al-Fayed, also died in the same accident as Lady Di. There were rumors that he and the British princess had an affair. The birth of a child from him in the royal family could have caused a real scandal.
Diana's spirit is showing me a picture of a man in a red cloak. He knows the truth. But who is he?
I see the spirit in the red cloak over there, in the window. This is the spirit that is hunting you and your family. He's beckoning me to follow him.
Let's go.
This is an ancient crypt, but why did the spirit bring the psychic here?
Many people are buried here, and they're all of the noble, wealthy lineage.
I saw the red-clad man from my vision near the crypt. He was holding a letter. It was a death list.
Diana is telling me that the man in red has a death letter. It contains the plan for her murder.
We couldn't believe what we just heard. However, 2 weeks after the psychic's investigation, Paul Burrell, Princess Diana's butler and close friend, by a strange coincidence gave a letter to the press in which Diana indeed wrote that she would be killed.
This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car.
The circumstances of that night indeed raise many questions. All the surveillance cameras in the tunnel where Diana crashed were off.
Charles was indeed suspected of Diana's murder. Before her death, Lady Di began actively talking about his infidelities and extravagance, revealing facts about their family life to the press.
Strangely, when we found a photo of Diana's friend who gave her letter to the press, we were surprised to see that the man in the photo was wearing something that looked like a red cloak. However, the princess's friend is alive, while the psychics are talking about someone dead.
We need inside. Death can be stopped when you open the tomb.
He's in there and his family is with him. And he's crying.
According to historians, the remains of the family of the famous Polish voivode Fryderyk Sapieha rest in this crypt. This is incredible. As in all the portraits, the man is depicted wearing a red cloak. But how is he connected to Tetiana and her family?
Diana's spirit says, "Thank you for uncovering the mystery of my murder. I came here for a reason. My remains were disturbed."
Some British media found that vandals have repeatedly opened Princess Diana's crypt.
The mother of 3 you are trying to save is suffering from the same thing as I did, because of the disturbed remains.
I see you as a little girl. You are holding a skull. It's from this very crypt. Did you take something from here?
I did. We were only kids. A friend of mine disturbed this crypt. He took out a skull and walked around with it, dancing.
And you played with the skull, too. I see it. You took something red from here.
A lamp.
What was your friend's name?
Volodymyr.
He's not alive.
He simply vanished without a trace when he was 13.
The boy's family still doesn't know what happened to him. He rode his bicycle to his grandmother's village and disappeared. Neither he nor the bike was ever found.
Those who disturb the dead must pay for it. The relatives of this man in red have no peace in the other world because you disturbed their remains. And that's why your relatives suffer from head injuries. Because you desecrated the skulls of the dead. The first to be punished for this was your friend. And you and your relatives could be next.
I beg you, please help us.
You need to ask for forgiveness with all your heart.
I'll perform a ritual so that those whose remains are buried here can now find peace.
With all my soul, I apologize for disturbing you.
Blow out the candle. The key, the lock, the tongue. Amen.
Now you must bring here a lamp that is similar to the one you took.
Thank you.
What an incredible story. It's amazing how human destinies can be intertwined even after death. The spirit of a woman shedding bloody tears will come to reveal the truth about her death. Don't miss one of the biggest investigations ever. The psychics will unravel the mysteries of a harrowing murder in Hollywood. Ulyana Bubnyuk from Ukraine has approached the psychics, asking them for help. The woman is 31. She lives in a house with 2 wonderful children and her husband's ghost.
I never thought I would ever ask them for help, that I'd ever have such a problem that I couldn't deal with myself.
The young woman fears that her late husband will kill her. Vasya died from a sudden heart attack, and immediately after the funeral, his ghost began terrorizing his wife.
I don't think there's something that can be compared to what is going on inside me.
Strange things have been happening to the woman, and she is constantly finding herself caught between life and death. Ulyana is panicked as she's certain that she's going to die soon.
It's very hard indeed. I'll never wish anything like this to anyone.
Ulyana claims it's all her fault because during her husband's funeral, unable to control herself from grief and despair, she shouted out terrible words over his coffin.
I asked him to take me with him and that I couldn't live without him.
Even after 7 years of marriage, Ulyana's love for her husband wasn't less than it was at the beginning of their relationship.
I didn't need any friends. I didn't need anybody. He was everything to me.
Strong and manly, Vasya was a caring father and an attentive husband. Whenever Ulyana thinks of his loving gaze and kind smile, her heart aches from despair.
This love even makes me afraid. I will always love you. Always.
It appears that Ulyana's husband heard her plea to take her with him, because soon after the funeral, the woman found herself in the hospital with a serious brain concussion.
It was really something terrible, something awful.
Ulyana was taking her daughter to the kindergarten when she felt a touch.
I felt cold. It seemed something wanted to touch my neck, like this.
And the next moment, she felt a shove, and she suddenly fell.
I wasn't wearing heels or something. There was nothing I could trip over or stumble on, but I fell and hit my head badly.
The night after Ulyana returned home from the hospital, she saw her husband's ghost in her house. She recognized his face in the moonlight.
I was sleeping and then opened my eyes and saw his face. It was blurred, but I recognized his features. It was him.
But her husband's visit almost ended in tragedy. Uliana got up from her bed to switch on the light.
I flicked the switch. It was functioning well. Everything was all right with it. But at that moment, it struck me with electricity.
The short circuit was so powerful that it sent Uliana flying to her bed. A terrible burn mark appeared on her hand. The electricity was cut off all over the house.
I thought I'd had a stroke or something. I couldn't move. I was simply lying there, shocked.
The next day, Uliana saw Vasya's ghost in the kitchen, and after that, a pan full of boiling water fell on the floor, as if somebody had pushed it down.
It poured over my ankle. I had burns that were so bad that I couldn't even wear shoes.
The woman was admitted to the hospital again, but no sooner had she returned than she experienced such horror that she still panics whenever she thinks about it. She heard Vasya's voice in the middle of the night.
He was calling me, Uliana. I then sat up and recited Our Father 9 times, as I'd been told.
Uliana trembled from fear and despair. But immediately after she fell asleep, her husband visited her in her dream. The woman saw him behind a great metal gate.
I was standing on the gate's one side, while he was on the other. I think it was the gate to the netherworld.
Suddenly, the gate screeched horribly and opened. And Vasya called Uliana again. She recalls how she got scared and started running away. It was the last straw. Uliana is terrified to death, but above all, she worries about her children, whom she loves more than her own life. If something happens to her, her 12-year-old son and 5-year-old daughter will be orphans.
Whenever I look at Nastya and Tima, my dear children, my heart breaks in two. Then I think, God, who will need them after that? Nobody.
The woman doesn't want to die. She has somebody to live for, but she doesn't know how to stop her late husband's spirit.
I really want the psychics to come and help me.
Jana Shulakova and Anna Galliers, the most experienced psychics, answered her plea. The English psychic was supposed to come back from the United States, where she'd been on business, on the eve of the investigation, but she suddenly called us via Skype.
Jana, I can't leave. I'm currently in San Francisco. I was evacuated here together with people from Malibu, and there are no flights from here. Most flights have been canceled or delayed.
What happened?
California is on fire. Jana, it's a nightmare. The sky is filled with smoke. They're extinguishing the fire from planes. Wildfires began, and then the fire spread to people's homes.
The massive wildfires began in California in November 2018. They were caused by dry weather conditions and powerful winds.
It was pure hell. The fire was destroying everything around. I felt people's deaths, and their number was growing rapidly. Do you know what the strangest thing, Jana? Even before the fires began, I was warned I wouldn't be able to depart from California.
Who did it?
A woman's spirit that I saw in Los Angeles.
Who was the woman?
I don't know. She was young and beautiful and had long black hair. But she was all white, like she'd been drained of blood. She asked me to help her. I told her I had a flight soon, and she said, "You won't be able to leave this place anytime soon." And then she vanished.
This is very strange.
Jana, look, while I'm waiting for my flight, I'd like to work with the woman who'd asked us for help remotely.
If you find some information, please call me.
Jana Shulakova asked Yaroslava Fedorova, her another colleague, to join the investigation.
Look, I've just tuned in to Uliana and saw a dead woman with bloody tears.
Who is this mysterious dead woman, and how is she related to Uliana's case?
Wait, Anna's calling me. How are you doing?
It's all the same so far, and I still can't depart. But I worked with Uliana's photo, and the spirit of the woman I'd seen in Los Angeles visited me again.
Who is she? Is she American?
I think she's Ukrainian.
What makes you think so?
She told me her name was Yana, and she'd moved to the U.S. from Ukraine and was murdered here.
Who did it?
Her husband. And I feel that he did something terrible to her.
Wait. I think I know the story. I read about it. A young woman from Kiev went to live in the U.S., and there her husband murdered her and mutilated her body.
Oh my God.
At first we didn't understand what the psychic meant, but then we found the story Yaroslava Fedorova mentioned online. It turned out that the awful murder happened in Los Angeles in 2016. The victim's name was Yana Kasyan. She was 30. The woman was born in Kiev and graduated from a law school. Later, she moved to the United States to study to become an interpreter. After the investigation by the psychics, our journalists contacted her mother, Olha. She told us the love story of her daughter and her murderer.
Blake Leibel is a Canadian who lived in the U.S. He's an author of books and comic books.
Yana met the famous writer at a party in Los Angeles. The man comes from a successful family, among whose friends are Leonardo DiCaprio and other Hollywood celebrities.
She was happy, emotional, cheerful, and in love.
Blake adored his beautiful girlfriend and devoted himself entirely to Yana.
He wouldn't let go of her, kissing her, holding her hand all the time, and calling her my darling.
The couple lived happily for 2 years. Their daughter was born on May 3rd, 2016, and 3 weeks later, the man murdered his husband.
By killing Aryana, he killed all of us. I don't wish anyone to ever experience something like this.
I'm having a strange vision. I see somebody drawing Yana's murder long before her death. It seems to have been a carefully devised plan.
Yana's brutal murder shocked her entire family. They still can't believe that she, whom they all loved so much, is now gone.
I look at her photos and can't help thinking she's alive. She can't be dead. She was a better friend to me than anyone else.
I keep constantly thinking that I'm about to receive a call, answer the phone, and hear her say, "Mom, hello. It's me, Yana."
Olha still can't comprehend why the man tortured her daughter so brutally.
He removed her scalp. He severed her head.
Blake spent 2 days torturing his husband. He cut her with a knife while she was alive and mutilated her face. And then he drained her of blood and dismembered her body, then put the parts in trash bags and threw them in the garbage.
This is why Yana appeared white and pallid to me.
But what does Yana's spirit want from you?
She asked me to help her leave this world, but I don't understand what's holding her here. I feel that there is a mysterious detail to her murder. Then I heard Yana's voice telling me, I was murdered by a monster from another reality. I didn't get it. What monster? Could it have been a demon? Was her murderer possessed by an otherworldly entity? After that, Yana told me, if you want to know who's murdering the Ukrainian woman, look for the answer in my death. And then bloody tears ran down her cheeks.
This is unbelievable, but Jana Shulakova has also seen the woman shedding bloody tears recently.
Is it possible we're talking about the same woman? I felt that something connected Uliana and Yana.
Did Jana Shulakova really see Yana murdered by her American husband in her vision? But what does her death have to do with what is going on to Uliana?
Show me Uliana's photo. Look. A murder.
Yes.
Insanity.
Yes.
And a love triangle. I don't get it.
Could Uliana possibly have had a lover? But then again, what it was the murder?
I couldn't understand what murder it was, but the cards told me that Uliana's husband's death wasn't an accident.
What are the clairvoyant's words supposed to mean? Was the man killed by magic? But what does the insanity mean?
Hello.
Hello.
Come in, please. Thank you for answering my call.
I'm going to ask you a weird question. Did you happen to know the young woman named Yana who was murdered in the United States?
Yana? No. I don't know her.
You see, our colleague Anna Galliers was supposed to arrive today. But she's stuck in the U.S., and there, she was visited by the spirit of Yana, who had been murdered.
It's quite possible that you're connected with her. To find out if it's really Uliana's husband is trying to kill her, I decided to tune in to his energy. And I saw a strange vision. The dead man was reaching out for his little daughter.
I asked her, "Why are you crying?" And she told me, "Mom, I have a feeling that someone is trying to touch me." And then she added, "I see Dad. Please help me. I'm really worried about my children."
I need to summon his spirit to work with it. Do you have your husband's photo?
I do.
Somebody's hand shook the curtain on the window. Is there somebody in the house?
No.
And then I saw the spirit of Uliana's husband. He was standing behind the curtain, calling me. He's over there. Let's go, quick.
It's so awful. You know he's gone, but you still feel him in the house, calling you, and other people see him too. This is horrifying.
Yaroslava Fedorova goes to the room where she saw the ghost. Zhana Shulakova stops in front of the mirror.
For a moment, I saw the ghost of a woman holding a cat in the mirror. Bloody tears were running down her cheeks, but she disappeared quickly.
What was your husband's name?
Vasya.
He says, "I know your greatest wish is for me to hug you tightly. I wanted to tell you about our love, but I couldn't find words. You know you're very dear to me."
And I felt him hug me tightly, like he did when he was alive. Vasya, I love you so much. I miss you a lot, and I'd be willing to give away everything just to have him back.
Is the deceased husband really trying to take away his wife to be with her in the other world?
He fell victim to some otherworldly entity that's hunting you now. Here, look.
So it means Uliana's husband is not threatening her. But then, why is he calling her from the netherworld?
What is the reason of the things I feel?
He's trying to protect your family.
Your love is even stronger than death. The man's spirit said he missed his wife and children. It wasn't him who was causing the incidents which put Uliana in danger, and he would never harm his daughter. He was simply trying to embrace her. He'd been waiting for her for so long. He was very happy it was a girl.
Yes, he said he wanted to have a daughter. Vasya was present for the birth. And when Nastya was born, he told me, "I love you even more now."
This is incredible. But at the same time, far away, over the ocean, the British clairvoyant felt Yana's husband tells her something similar.
Yana's spirit says her murderer had been dreaming to have a daughter, and when he saw the baby, he was the happiest man in the world.
Yana's family confirmed the clairvoyant's words.
I saw photos of him hug her or kiss her belly and hands.
He was present for the birth. He was very happy he had a daughter.
Yana asked her mother to come to the United States to help her with the baby, who was born on her grandmother's birthday. When she came to visit her daughter, Olha was happy to see her son-in-law's eyes shine with love and tenderness when he embraced his wife and newborn daughter.
The man was head over heels in love, so I couldn't even imagine something this terrible could possibly happen to my daughter.
I don't understand why the man killed her if he loved her so much. And why is Yana's spirit bound to this world? Suddenly, the murdered woman spoke again, mentioning the monster from the other reality, and she told me Blake was also in that reality. But how was this possible? Yana is now showing me a fair-haired young woman, and I hear her shout out curses to Yana. It appears she stood between the wife and her husband, and my feelings tell me she practiced magic.
As it turned out, not long before the murder, Yana's husband, Blake, had a mistress. Coming up, a love triangle and murderous magic. What did Uliana conceal from the psychics?
A woman tells Yana, leave him. I believe it is related to the love triangle.
Did you sleep with her husband?
Don't miss out. What will the mother of two apologize to the murdered woman's spirit for?
The dead woman with bloody tears. She lacks a half of her hair. She's got almost no face left. She was tortured.
She's looking at me and laughing like this.
You shut the door on her.
I didn't do what I could do.
The follow-up to the largest investigation ever conducted by the psychics. A dreadful murder of a Ukrainian beauty in Hollywood, and a mysterious entity haunting a young woman. What ties the two women, dead and alive, together? You will find the truth shocking. The psychics started an investigation to save a mother of two from her deceased husband's ghost that visited her in her dreams, calling her to the netherworld.
I was sleeping and then opened my eyes and saw his face. It was him.
Each time Uliana's late husband visited her, she found herself in grave danger, and she fears that her children may become orphans. But no sooner had the psychics taken up the investigation than something unexpected happened. The English clairvoyant Anna Galliers, who was supposed to arrive in Ukraine from the USA, couldn't depart because of the wildfires in California and saw a ghost of a beautiful young woman.
Her name was Yana, and she'd moved to the U.S. from Ukraine and was murdered here.
I read about it. A young woman from Kiev went to live in the U.S., and there, her husband murdered her and mutilated her body.
Blake Leibel is a Canadian who lived in the U.S. He's an author of books and comic books. He murdered our Yana.
Yana told me, if you want to know who's murdering the Ukrainian woman, look for the answer in my death. And then bloody tears ran down her cheeks.
Meanwhile, at Uliana's home, the clairvoyants found it wasn't her husband who was hunting her.
He's trying to protect your family.
He fell victim to some otherworldly entity that's hunting you now.
But what kind of entity is it? And what connects Uliana to Yana, who was murdered in Hollywood?
Yana is now showing me a fair-haired young woman, and I hear her shout out curses to Yana. It appears she stood between the wife and her husband.
Yes, he had a mistress. It was a young woman from Ireland. When Yana learned about it, she got really upset and she cried.
Yana even visited her rival's home to ask her to leave her husband alone.
There were scandals and curses addressed to Yana.
However, Yana suspected that the other woman's curse was not simply verbal abuse, since when she entered her apartment, she found her doing something very strange.
She was doing some magic.
Is it possible that the man murdered Yana influenced by his mistress's magic? And probably it is the reason the victim's spirit can't leave this world? Yana says that Uliana's in deadly danger because of another love triangle.
I also saw the love triangle. Did your husband ever tell you he cheated on you?
I had a friend, and we used to be very close. And then Vasya, he told me it.
That he made love to your friend?
Yes, yes.
Does your friend happen to practice magic?
There are rumors. She once brought me a plant in a pot. It was at my place for some time, but then she took it back.
She could have added soil from a cemetery to the pot. Where does she live?
In the neighboring street. When she came out, her eyes looked like she was afraid of something.
Why did you bring the flower pot to Uliana's home?
I had nowhere to put it because we were renovating our house.
The woman claims that when the renovation of the house was completed, she took the potted plant back.
Can I have your hands?
Yes.
No, I don't see magic. You don't practice it.
I never did it.
So there was nothing in that pot? Did you sleep with her husband?
Absolutely not.
But he told me
He said he did it, right?
Yes.
No, it never happened. Uliana, I swear.
There was no affair between them. Despite his words, he did nothing.
I felt a lot better that Uliana finally heard the truth.
I hear strange words. Leave him.
Yes, I told her so. He abused her and she cried bitterly, so I told her to leave him.
Uliana says she and her husband indeed had occasional conflicts as any other family, but she took them very close to her heart and shared her emotions with her friend.
It looks like Vasya didn't want Olena to interfere in their family's business, and so he made up a story of the unfaithfulness. He told you he'd slept with her to make you part ways with her.
Well, he succeeded in it. We even stopped to say hello to each other.
My advice is that you reconcile now and resume your friendship.
The friends don't even know how to thank the psychics. Thanks to our experts, the awful misunderstanding is finally resolved.
It's a load off my shoulders. I'm happy it happened, so.
And then I felt like I was being watched by somebody. When I looked back, I saw the ghost of the woman with the cat in her arms. She laughed with weird laughter and disappeared.
The cards again told me that the mysterious entity was haunting Uliana's family because of the love triangle and insanity. And for some reason, I again heard the words, "Leave him."
At the same time, Ana Galliers, who was working in California, heard the same words.
A woman told Yana, "Leave him." I feel it's somehow connected to the love triangle.
It turned out that Yana's mother told her this when her daughter confided in her about her husband's unfaithfulness.
I said, "Yana, please leave him."
But the man convinced Yana to come back.
He texted her something like, "Darling, I'm waiting for you at home." But I told her, "Don't reply him and don't go there."
Yana is telling me, I was stupid not to listen to Mom.
That day was the last time the mother saw her daughter alive.
I was anxious because she wouldn't answer her phone. I decided to wait until the evening, but when I called again, she didn't answer.
The next morning, Olha left her granddaughter with her friend and hurried to the place where her daughter and her husband lived. Nobody answered the door.
I started shouting and calling Blake. Their balcony was quite high. When he closed the balcony door, I ran up to the front door and began pounding it with my fists.
But all was in vain. After that, Olha called the police.
I asked them to break the door. I told them she had given birth recently and had a C-section. I told them I thought he'd killed her.
Yana's spirit says only my scream could have saved me, but I was unable to scream.
The police officers didn't hurry to break down the door to the apartment.
They said, "We have no right to enter the apartment if we hear no noise from the inside."
I saw a terrible picture. The mother, overcome with concern for her daughter, rushed towards the building, yelling like a wounded animal, while the murderer proceeded to brutally murder her daughter.
The police only broke down the door on the third day, but it was too late.
They said nothing. I understood Yana was gone. I started yelling, but they would hold me back, saying I couldn't go in there. I blame myself for it, as I think there was a chance to save her. I live with this pain every day, every minute and second of my life. Her daughter is my only consolation. If only she could see her own daughter.
The baby lost her mother and father when she was less than a month old. Her grandmother is now raising her. It took the woman an incredible effort to take custody of her granddaughter and bring her to Kiev.
I went through all of the court procedures and paperwork. I was so worried they would take my baby away.
Yana's murderer was sentenced to 3 life terms in prison. However, Olha believes that this punishment is too mild for such a beast.
I couldn't understand what Yana and Uliana had in common. But then the victim said strange words. Murderous infidelity is what connects us.
Ana says that Uliana is in danger because of murderous infidelity.
Uliana, do you know what it could mean?
No.
Meanwhile, the British clairvoyant keeps working with Yana's spirit.
She's showing me herself lying on a bed, mutilated. Her tormentor is standing above her, and there's a picture next to him. In the picture, there is a bleeding woman with her head severed. Her husband drew it. Blake created pictures of murders.
As it turned out, Blake Liebel was the author of a series of comic books about a maniac. This is the picture that was next to the bed in the room where the murderer killed his victim.
But what did the picture have to do with it? Was it related to Jana's murder? And then her spirit told me, a monster killed me.
Meanwhile, I was trying to sort out what was killing Uliana. A woman is haunting you. She sheds bloody tears. Wait. When we entered the house, I saw her in the mirror on the wardrobe door. I felt the dead woman with bloody tears was killing the family. But why and who was she? I needed to go back to Uliana's house urgently.
On the other continent, Anna Galyers began talking about an otherworldly entity that keeps tormenting Jana even after death.
The entity that's holding Jana in this world emerged through magic, but her husband's mistress has nothing to do with it. Oh God, Jana herself used the magic. I feel that she put a love spell on her husband.
Later, her friends told me that Jana went to see some fortune tellers there, in the U.S.
However, something else made Blake kill Jana. The magic ball showed me that he took drugs. They transformed the man's mind completely.
He smoked weed. When we asked the neighbors, they confirmed he did it. They said they'd felt the scent.
The magic and the drugs caused insanity in Blake. And at that moment, he thought he was in the world of his comic books. He saw himself as their protagonist, and he did to Jana the same thing as the maniac in his picture. What's worst of all is that with the spell, Jana bound herself to her murderer, and this is why her spirit can't leave this world. Her spirit suffers awfully because every day, every minute, she feels the pain he caused to her. I have to release her. I carried out the ritual to break the bond between the murderer and his victim. She's free now. Nothing is holding her to the world of the living anymore. But I still couldn't get how Jana was connected to Uliana. And then I heard Jana's voice again. She told me, search for the murder and him who lost his mind.
The woman with bloody tears stood in front of me. When I saw her better, I felt cold creeping down my skin. She was all hurt badly.
I saw her earlier.
She lacks a half of her hair. She's tormented. Her face is ripped.
She's your mother.
Wait. I see your father killed her.
Yes.
It turned out that the man, unable to control his fury, tortured his wife in the apartment where they lived.
I received a call from the police, and they told me my mom was gone. She was badly disfigured. Her neck was broken, an eyelid was torn off, her ribs were all fractured, and she had a closed craniocerebral injury. She was all bruised.
I see a dead animal next to her. It's also dead. What is it?
A cat. They had a cat. Her name was Musia, and the cat was beaten to death too.
This was why I kept seeing the ghost of the woman with the cat.
When Uliana's father came to and saw his dead wife, he didn't even understand what had happened and asked his neighbors to call the police.
He didn't yet realize Mom was gone. I told him, "You did it to Mom," and he said, "I didn't touch her. I didn't lay a finger on her." But the next day he confessed everything. She was hurt so much. What unbearable pain it was.
Uliana's father tortured his wife, just like Jana's husband tortured her in the US. I felt the reason for it was also love. The cards are showing me a love triangle. Did she have a lover?
It was her boss at work. Dad knew about it.
It turned out that Uliana's mother was unhappy in the marriage with her father. They were too different.
The murdered mother was crying and saying her husband wouldn't let her go. He threatened her, saying, "If you leave me, I'll kill both you and your lover." And he punished her for not being faithful for many years by beating and hurting her. Thus, one day, he beat her up to death.
He passed me a letter through his lawyer in which he wrote that he had loved and would always love her.
But Uliana can't understand such kind of love that can make you take another person's life.
At my mother's funeral, I promised her that he would answer for every bruise on her body. I can't forgive him. Never.
Could he be the madman? Nobody in their mind could do anything like that to somebody else. Did Anna mean him?
According to what I feel, the threat to Uliana came from her dead mother. But I couldn't understand how it could be. Why would a mother want to kill her child?
She's showing me you shut the door on her.
Uliana says she begged her mother to leave her father, but it was all in vain.
I cried and kneeled in front of her, but she wouldn't listen.
This was why I'd heard those words. You must leave him. Did you say this to your mom?
Yes. She would come to see me and I saw a bruise and ask her, "Mom, did Dad beat you?" And she'd say, "No, it wasn't Dad. I swear I did it myself."
Uliana would often host her mother at her home, but she would always come back to her husband. Eventually, the daughter got sick of it, and so, when her mother came to her after yet another beating, Uliana didn't let her in. A few days later, her mother was gone.
I feel so sorry for her. I didn't do what I could do. It would have been different.
Do you see your mother at home all the time?
She stands, looking at me and laughing.
I also heard strange laughter from the woman with bloody tears. And I kept thinking about what it could mean. And then I finally realized she lost her mind before she died, because of the pain.
The woman said she was angry with her daughter for shutting the door on her.
Whatever awful it might sound, it is Uliana's mother who is trying to kill her. It was her who took her husband to hurt her daughter.
I beg you, please, help me. I don't want my children to be orphans.
She's here.
You must apologize to her.
Address her through the fire.
Mom, Mummy, please forgive me for failing to protect you. I miss you so much. I am sorry for letting him do this to you. Forgive me, Mom. Please forgive me. Let me stay here with my children. I felt Mom pat me on my head. I felt her touch my hair.
She stands, crying.
Mom, I will always love you and remember you.
She's gone. She deserves rest.
I'd like to thank you so much for helping me. I am sincerely grateful. Thank you.
After the investigation, it was all clear to me. Jana in the US bound herself to her husband with magic, while Uliana's father tried to bind his wife to him with force. The efforts of both ended tragically. One of them became a victim and the other became a murderer. If someone doesn't love you, you can't make them be with you.
Mysterious tale of the most brutal female killer of all time. Is she really threatening to take people to the other world, even after her death? Don't miss out. A dead woman's spirit will come to say what she wants from the living. In this episode, Renata Stiefel, a young singer from the Transcarpathia, approached the psychics, asking them for help. Recently, the young woman's life has become hell. And it all started with the nightmare Renata had a few months ago.
I saw a white woman holding her hands like this.
When she woke up in the morning, the singer found she lost her voice. She couldn't speak, let alone sing.
It was the day of the Eurovision National Selection Final. I had to appear on stage and sing really well. I was given some very powerful injections, so I could sing at least somehow.
Since then, terrible things have been happening to Girl all the time.
I was performing at a large concert hall, and in the middle of a song, a large projector fell next to me. It was a big thing of about 20 kilograms. If I had been one step to the right from where I was standing, it would have killed me.
As the time passed, the things grew even worse. A few days later, she was hit by a motorcycle.
I was crossing the road at a crossing and feeling something hit my legs, and that was it. Then I fainted.
Before every incident that puts her life in danger, Renata sees the same nightmare with the woman in white holding to her throat.
I want to ask the psychics to help me understand what is going on with me and why every time I have this dream, I always find myself in danger.
The strongest psychics of our project, Yaroslava Fedorova and Rubina Cybulska, answered Renata's call for help.
My grandpa's spirit visited me last night. He said something completely weird. First, he told me the dog wasn't what it seemed to be. Then he said, "Look for the mirror circle." But worst of all, he said was, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky."
The psychics go to see Renata to try to make sense of it.
Come in, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm really happy to see you here. I'm always having the same dream, after which I either can't sing or find myself in dangerous situations.
Renata, behind you, I see something like
a sphere. Energy in the shape of a sphere. And it's transforming all the time.
Is it something bad?
Spirits may come in various shapes, as translucent silhouettes, spheres, fog, or any other forms.
Renata takes the psychics to her bedroom so they can tune in.
Oh, children's toys.
Yes. My fans give me toys as presents.
All right. And what is this?
A young woman gave it to me after a concert.
Give me the dog. Do you have scissors?
Why?
I don't like what's inside it. It's something bad. What did my grandpa say? The dog isn't what it seems to be. Wow, what a surprise.
What is this?
A needle and a thread.
a charm.
How could she? I slept next to this toy.
You take a needle and a thread and bury it in a grave for 10 days. Then you hide it in somebody's possession to take away their health and strength.
Could this charm be responsible for the things that are happening to Renata?
We've got to get rid of it.
Let's go burn it.
Something holds me here.
Rubina Cybulska checks Renata's bedroom with her magic mirror. But it suddenly slips out of her hands and shatters.
Yaroslava, over here, quick.
What is this?
When I started checking it with the mirror, it broke. That woman's spirit. She extended her hands towards me. I thought she was going to strangle me, but she pointed at something.
Where?
This corner.
What's this?
An ordinary disc with a record of me and my friends riding motorcycles.
A mirror circle. That's what Grandpa told me last night. Look for the mirror circle. Put it on, please.
Look, here. It's behind her. Look. This is the woman.
There is really a translucent silhouette in Renata's video.
It can't be. I really see a woman's image in the sunbeams.
Wait, where was it? Where is this place?
It's a 5-minute drive from here.
Let's go there.
The video in which the psychics saw the strange silhouette was filmed in the village of Novitsky.
This is it. It's the place from the video.
I see a young man who died. He lost control of his car.
The locals see the psychics and gather in the street.
And a dead woman with children.
There was a woman who died with her children.
2 children.
Yes, yes.
I see the child here. And
yes, yes.
A car hits him.
My son was killed too. He was 5.
There were lots of accidents here.
4 young fellows crashed in a car there. Their heads got torn off.
The investigation brought the psychics to the highway of death. So many accidents on the same site.
There could be 2-3 accidents within a single month. One day, 5 people died at once. They had terrible fractures of their legs and skulls.
Whenever 2 cars collided, there were always 2-3 bodies.
Look at this road. No potholes. The marking is clear. Then what could be the cause of so many accidents?
Those people always saw something. You know, it feels like when a person drives, they see a sort of glint or flash. I was sure it was the same spirit as we saw in the video next to Renata.
A driver said that he felt something grab the steering wheel while he was driving. Something grabs the wheel.
And some shadows cross the road. They can distract drivers suddenly.
We were also going to contact you.
There was another question. Whose spirit was that, and what did it want?
Female energy. Renata, tell me, please, where did you see this woman?
It turned out that Renata first had the nightmare about the woman in white at the nearby hotel, where she and her parents stayed while their house was being renovated.
Then we stayed at the hotel.
The locals go there with the clairvoyants.
I feel the presence of the energy that we saw in your yard.
The hotel owner saw the crowd and our crew and went outside.
My name's Roman. Welcome.
I feel the connection with this spirit.
We had guests who took pictures in our yard. And when they returned for another vacation later, they showed us the photos, and there were silhouettes, like angels in them.
It turned out that the locals witness paranormal phenomena in the area quite often.
Does this mean that anybody who sees it is in danger?
A famous actress stayed at our hotel. She was visiting on a tour. She said she saw a big-eyed young woman bricked up in the wall of the hotel.
Anybody who sees her is in danger. They die suddenly or commit suicide.
The locals claim many people committed suicide here. and they killed themselves without any obvious reasons.
4 people hung themselves within a single year. It is insane.
My neighbor said her husband saw some lights and went into the woods after them. He said he was after the lights, but then he was found hung in the woods.
I was sure it was the same spirit that was haunting Renata. It caused all those terrible car crashes and suicides. It's over there. I'm being told it's over there.
There's a junction there. One way leads to the woods and the other to the castle. In the woods.
As it turned out, there's a place called the Novitsky Castle several kilometers from here. It was built in the 13th century, and now it's partially ruined. The locals believe that all the strange things that have been happening here are connected to it.
I saw it over the castle, but at first I didn't get what it was. I got scared because it looked like an angel with its wings spread. It was a snow-white shadow that was flying in circles over the castle, and then it disappeared.
It belonged to Elizabeth Bathory. Have you heard of her? She was nicknamed the Blood Countess. If I'm not wrong, she's listed in the Guinness World Records as the most cruel woman in the world. She's said to have about 650 victims.
According to historical records, Elizabeth, whose Hungarian name was Erzsébet, came from the noble Bathory family, related to a Polish king.
Elizabeth Bathory's family owned about 1/3 of all the lands of the then Kingdom of Hungary, including the area in the modern-day Transcarpathia, where the Novitsky Castle stands.
After losing her husband, the woman was said to have become a serial killer.
Cruel execution of virgins from noble families are attributed to her. It's said that, on some of Sorceress's recommendation, she took blood baths to save her youth and beauty.
There are many films about Elizabeth Bathory. But what does the Blood Countess want from the locals?
We've got to drive her out of here or she'll bring more deaths.
I have a feeling that somebody's watching us from over there.
I feel the presence of a female spirit. She's watching and she's following us.
I'll recite the prayer over the salt and make a circle, and you close it. And I'll need candles.
It won't burn.
It refuses to. Do you see? Every time the wind blows.
You look at that.
It's terrifying. Stones started falling from the tower right on the heads of the psychics, the crew, and the locals. But these walls have been here for centuries, and crowds of tourists and locals visit the place every day. Nothing like that has ever happened here before. Can it be related to what the psychics were trying to do?
At that moment, I simply prayed nobody would be killed with a stone. It seemed a half of the wall collapsed.
We were shocked. I had so much fear for myself, Rubina, and the people. There were children there.
Did you see it? What is this? She's unhappy. Wait up, there's something strange here. Do you see her?
I don't see her, but I hear her. But I don't get what she's saying. Minden. Minden Hazuksak.
Is it some foreign language?
Yes, it's most probably Hungarian.
Does anybody here speak Hungarian?
Minden hazugság.
It's lies.
It's all lies. It's all lies.
Nobody understands what it could mean. What is the spirit of the woman guilty of hundreds of deaths trying to say?
While she had a husband, she was protected, but there was a man who hated her husband. The man held a higher title. He was probably a king, and so he told her, "Your husband is gone, and a woman can't rule so many lands. You will either give me part of them or marry another man." And she was shown the man she was supposed to marry, but she refused.
Wait up. Does it mean somebody wanted to deprive this woman of her land and castle?
The man was very rich. To take away her land and everything she had, he collected all the rumors and gossip from all around her lands. He was trying to convince everyone she was a killer, a sadist, a butcher.
This is why she told you. It's all lies. These lies are several centuries old. She's been labeled a killer for so many years. But it's not true.
How is it even possible? For centuries, everybody has thought of Countess Elizabeth Bathory as a cold-blooded killer.
And as a result, she was convicted and sentenced. I see a sort of stone sack.
We studied historical records and spoke to researchers who specialize in this topic until we finally found a man who studied the history of the Nowitzki Castle all his life. He thinks Elizabeth Bathory was accused and sentenced for no reason.
She was locked, bricked up in one of the towers of the Chaktiche Castle. She was delivered food through a small window. She spent 2 years imprisoned. Witnesses claim she lost her mind and sang and howled at nights. Just imagine being locked up in a tiny room where you can't communicate with other people.
Modern historians still study the materials of Elizabeth Bathory's trial. One of the latest theories suggests that the evidence presented against the Countess was unsubstantiated.
You can't bathe in blood, especially in a bathtub. Everybody knows blood thickens and can't be stored for a long time. That is, such baths couldn't simply exist.
Elizabeth Bathory died in misery, to which she was condemned by her relative, Count Thurzo, who was the man who wanted to take her lands.
Count Thurzo was in charge of the trial and investigation of Elizabeth Bathory's alleged crimes. He was also the primary witness. After Elizabeth Bathory died, he inherited part of her lands.
Do you remember the words, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky"? Many years ago, people blamed and sentenced the innocent woman, and these huge stones and other manifestations. She didn't want to kill anybody. She only wanted people to pay attention to her. She wanted to restore her good name.
It's incredible, but we found that paranormal phenomena also occur around the Chaktiche Castle in Slovakia, which also belonged to Elizabeth Bathory.
After she died, she was buried at the castle wall. People say you can still hear piteous groans and horrific, wild female laughter there at night. Somebody cries and howls at nights in the castle, and burning fire can be seen through the windows. During the day, black cats walk inside it.
We need to release her and close the place with a circle. We need to connect the people and recite a prayer. Close your eyes and say the prayer for her. And bring a priest to consecrate this place.
I'm deeply grateful to the psychics for helping me sort it all out. and understanding and feeling the stories of all the people of this village. Thank God we ruined the myth tonight.
It's unbelievable. A woman was thrown to a dungeon and condemned to a terrible death because of defamation. For many centuries, she was believed to be a killer, when in reality, she was a victim who only wished one thing: justice.